the fear of what's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine. In the absence of this idea that we're supposed to be opposed to other people,
right?
People that we don't even fucking know,
right?
Like, why would there be any conflict at all between Russia and Ukraine? Why would there be any conflict at all between us and them?
They're almost the same thing.
But what is going on? Someone is controlling people.
Get people There's a game that we don't understand,
right.
and you know, this
and
is
you're
one of
a part of it, whether you like it or not.
And
that's what's fucked. Not only it's being run by psychos.
And I can tell you, I have so much Ukrainian trauma because my family ran away from like pogroms, right? Do I support Ukraine? 100%, because they were invaded by Russia. Hello? Do I support this at the level that I want World War III to happen? No.
No one should want that.
No one should want that. And so you're trying to have this complicated thing, which is like, look, there's serious shit in our past, but you're being hurt by a power, but we partially antagonize the power. I'm trying to pull all these.
There's a lot of money involved.
Oh my God! And not
only that, there's a lot of money involved.
And this is the thing. This is the thing which I didn't understand with Sam. It's like he says, "There's nothing you can tell me about Hunter Biden." It's like, Burisma. There is money that flows through Ukraine because it is a place where there are chemical labs and biological labs, and there's bakshish and payment and all this kind of stuff. And my feeling is we're not allowed to know. We're not allowed to pull it apart. We're just supposed to say, you know,
it's on the other side of the ideological fence. You're not even allowed to examine it.
Right. And my feeling is, look,
crazy.
This is my children. I'm on this planet. You're going to potentially create a nuclear holocaust over something where you're getting paid in a way that I'm not. And if we don't fundamentally figure out how to love each other and to coexist and to celebrate each other, and this is another thing about, like, I'll tell you a Jewish thing. We have this one story we repeat every year in the Passover story, which is our name for Egypt is Mitzrayim. And Mitzrayim means the narrow places, and it's literally like the birth canal. It's the second birth of the Jewish people. And right now, all of earth is Mitzrayim. This is the womb. And you say, like, you know, somebody, not you, but like somebody says, well, the Jews consider themselves the chosen people. Do you know why we're chosen? We view ourselves as chosen, not because like we're the best, because we're responsible. We believe that we are responsible for this planet, and we Jews, Edward Teller and Stanislav Ulam, both Jews, unleashed the power of the sun on the planet, which is dooming us to a very bad end. And I believe that we are chosen in the sense that it is our responsibility, not our privilege, not our this, not our that, not that we're on top, but it's our responsibility to shepherd the birth of the human race into an interstellar species. And like, does that sound far-reaching? Does that sound crazy? 100% to my ears, that sounds nuts. But ultimately, in my opinion, we feel responsible, not for ourselves, not to save ourselves, but for the entire planet. And I hope that other cultures feel the same responsibility, that they feel chosen in the same way. But right now, if you want to ask me, I forego all sorts of financial opportunity because I feel like we unleashed holy hell on earth that may be a civilization ending thing. And what are we going to do about it? If we are open, we have to realize that what we unleashed to take care of Hitler and Nazism and the barbarity of Japan, like the rape of Nanking, we now have to deal with for all time. And this is like really important to us. We need to shepherd civilization to safety. And if you think about the Passover story, it's a tremendous question. Why repeat this one story that seems bizarre? Like you're enslaved in Egypt, you follow some crazy leader, you go through the Red Sea, you wander around the desert for 40 years, and you find the Promised Land. This is the story of where we are exactly at this minute. It's not like an old-fashioned, stupid fairy tale. It's like you've been telling this story every year for a reason, because the people who waited for the bread to rise, that's why we eat unleavened bread, died. And the people who understood early, okay, this sounds completely crazy, but you're going to have to make a break for it through the Red Sea, wander around in pain before you actually get to safety. That is the story of right now. And this, to bring it back to the UFOs, my feeling about this is I'm largely on this program right now, not to promote a book. I don't have a Patreon yet. Maybe one day, who knows? There's nothing I'm promoting other than the fact that right now we are in so much mortal danger as a human species. Think about everything that you love, whether it's Drown in My Own Tears or Bach's B minor Mass or the works of Shakespeare. Right.
Gone forever.
And
back to the Stone Age.
I refuse. And this is what I've had such a hard time. It's like, well, Eric, you're so arrogant. You're insane. You're crazy. It's like, no, I know what time it is, and I love you, and I love all you people. We're getting out of here, and we're going to do it, and we're not going to embrace any of this kind of stupid division. It's now time. It's like, this is Shackleton's story. Shackleton stepped up when any normal human being would say, look, take whatever resources you have and have a good time because you're done. It's like, no, we're down. It's the ninth inning. This is a bad situation. This is the time that legends are made. And we're sitting around worried about, like, can I get the Tesla with gull-wing doors? It's like, fuck that shit. Now is the time for legends. And whether you know that this is the time or not, we have to come together. And that's one of the reasons that, like, that I wanted you to understand how much I appreciated what you've done for underprivileged groups, people who are hurting. People don't really understand how big your heart is because you hide it. And that's one of the things I wanted for the Jewish people and I wanted from you, which is like more Chappelle, more Joe Rogan, more humor, more love. Let's get through this thing. Let's stop blaming each other.